Hello and welcome to St Bartholomew's in Tardebigge. It's great to be sharing with you. And what we're going to be trying to do today is explain how you can access church over the coming months whilst things are a bit different. Ordinarily, you'd rock up on a Sunday and we welcome you and be able to welcome you into our churches. But in the current environment, we need to do things a little bit differently. And we're going to spend some time now explaining to you how you can access church, what it's going to be like when you're in there, and just welcome you to come and share with us in this interesting journey that we're on. The first thing that's going to be different is that you need to book to come to church. That helps us with a number of things, which we'll explain later. But the main thing, first off, is to access our website. If you go to holytrinityredditch.org.uk/services, there you'll find a page that lists the services that are coming up at the two locations that we're using for the time being, or any others that we can introduce later. So the main services at the moment will be here at St Bartholomew's or in Redditch Town Centre at St Stephen's. Select the service that you're interested in attending, and then that will take you to an Eventbrite page where you can then book in. It's important that you book in for the whole of your bubble, your family group. So if there's 4 of you in your family, you book 4 tickets, and that would be really helpful. You don't have to give the names of everybody that's coming. We just need one name, one contact phone number and email address. You'll get a ticket emailed to you that you can print out and bring along, which would actually be quite helpful. Another way of bringing your ticket to the service is on a smart device. If you've got a smartphone, just show us the email on that. But that's the first thing that's really different about how we're going to be interacting with church. You need to book. And really importantly, if you book and then suddenly find that you can't come, it's really important that you use the email to access the website and cancel your booking so that we're not using up space that we could allocate to other people.
So when you arrive at church, one of the first things you'll do is you'll show our welcome team your ticket from your phone, or if you've printed it out, and then they will show you into the building. So you'll come here at St Bartholomew's to this door, or at St Stephen's to the glass doors. The table will be outside here with our welcome team who will check your ticket, or at St Stephen's will either be outside or just inside the glass doors.
As you come into church, you can use the hand sanitizer on the way in. Our welcome team will then show you to your pew, where you can be seated with your bubble as you wait for the service to begin.
So you've made your way into church. You're all happily seated with your bubble socially distanced from the next bubble. And so the service will then start. The service will feel quite different in that there won't be any singing in our services at the time, for the time being. And the service will be just feel quite chilled in a very different way. So just relax into that and see what God can do with us in that very different environment to perhaps what we've become used to. Great, so we've found our way into church and we've been sat down, somebody showed us where to sit, and we're nicely socially distanced between us and the next bubble in church. It's really important that we maintain that distancing through the service. So if you've got small people with you who are likely to want to run around, then sadly you're going to have to try and keep them close to you. What we do hope is that we can all engage with God in this very different environment. It will feel different. Ordinarily in church, we would sing, we would have music, and we'd have lots of shared responses. We will still have some shared responses, but we won't be singing for the time being. In some of our services, our communion services, as they're called, we will share bread and wine ordinarily. Now, we can't do that at the moment quite in the usual way. We can share the bread, but we're not able to share the wine. And what will happen is, rather than people coming to the front, which is what would normally happen, and receive either here or at the altar up there, what will happen is that the minister will bring the bread to you where you're seated. The other thing you'll notice is that the minister will not pray for you at that point. And also the vicar, the minister, will be wearing PPE, at the very least a visor. So hopefully we can just rest in God's presence while we're here. The service will be much shorter than you're used to, so probably 30, 35 minutes we anticipate. We really hope that you've had a good time worshipping and engaging with God in the service, then the service comes to an end, it'll be time for us to go. In the normal scheme of things, it would be lovely to enjoy the buzz of sharing together over tea and coffee and chat about what we've engaged in the service, what we've got from it, and about sharing our stories. But we can't do that at the moment. So what we need you to do at that point in the service is the stewards will then help you to welcome us, will help you to leave the church in an orderly fashion. And if you do want to socialise, please feel free to do that. But if you could do that outside of the church, that would be really lovely. And do make sure that we're still sticking to and maintaining the social distancing rules that are in force at the time that we're meeting.
So a reminder that you can sign up for tickets at holytrinityredditch.org.uk/services. Tickets will be released a week in advance of the service that you're planning to come to. We really look forward to welcoming you back to one of our services.